Good evening.
Evening.
Madness as everyone shakes their hands and shouts hello and evening at the same time.
Let's drink beer and talk shit.
Well, we'll leave that to you, Josh.
Bye.
Right, we'll just do a little disclaimer before we start this show. Two of us are really, really tired and really, really fucked, and the other one's Chris.
I'm just purely fucked.
Good evening, Rossi. Evening, Tracy. Evening, Nick. Evening, Scott. Evening, Ryan. Good evening.
Hello, everybody.
And welcome to another episode of the League of Extraordinary Vapers, Winging It.
Will we talk about vaping this week? Nobody knows.
Probably
Vaping?
not.
We only know of food and beer.
I don't even know beer and my food. Nobody wants to talk about the food I'm eating because it's shit.
Well, eating vegetables is pretty shit, yeah. You only like junk food.
But anyway, we are here. We are vapors. We are talking about vaping mainly, mostly, hopefully.
Yeah, we've got a few topics. The topics have come back to me now, Vinny. So,
all right. Well, that's good. At least you've remembered. Shall we do a quick what we're vaping on? Because Chris is dying to show us his hog up close because he's now got his nice new camera.
You mean Josh's old camera?
Yeah, but it's still your nice new camera.
it's new to Chris.
So go on, Chris. Oh, Jesus, look at that! Put it away! Hello, man!
I guess you could be even better now.
Oh, yeah, you can. Oh, Jesus. Get on with it, Chris.
Oh, God.
It's me short hog with Hell's Gate RDA, and I'm on some Just Jam strawberry donut, and that is literally it. I have had no time to do any re-wicks or anything and get any batteries charged today.
That's great, Chris. Thanks for that.
Yeah, you do it as well. You moan about you haven't had time.
Oh, I've not. Go on then, Josh.
What am I on?
What immortal mod do you want tonight?
Which immortal mods am I on tonight? Yeah, fair enough. Evening, Leaguers. Hope you're doing well. I'm on my grip and vital this evening. I haven't used this in a while, so just thought I'd break it out. And in that, I have some Riot Squad Black Edition. This is the Ultra Peach Tea. It's really nice. I actually really like that. It's bloody lovely. And then I've got my acrylic Exile and my titanium Apocalypse 25 half moon tip, and that has in it the last of my Neapolitan from Kilo, the Neapolitan milkshake, and then my trusty Black Siege and Apocalypse 25 gear, and some some Firehouse Vape Probationer vanilla custard. See, I'm tired, man. I can't think.
Yeah, I totally get that. I totally get it. You'll see that when you see what setups I'm rocking as well. Right, my turn. Good evening, everybody. I hope you're well. Jesus, that looks big. Lean back a bit, Vinny. I'm on my Drag X with the extended 4.5mm tank. Absolutely loving this little thing. It's a wicked little device. And on there, I'm actually vaping Dead Man's Hand just to prove it's not a fucking pod, it's a fucking tank. Because you can break this shit through it. Mechanical wise, I'm doing Immortal as well tonight. I'm on my Viking grip with brass APOC, which
Nice.
I think is actually a 24, not a 25.
Yeah, I was going to say that looks like a 24 to me.
Which is quite pleasing, really, for me as well. But that's it. While I'm there, say outside as well. I want some Sad Boy Shamrock cookie. Basically, the same setup I used last week because it's been sat here a week and I've just picked it up and vaped it because I'm a lazy git. I ain't lying. And Chris, you look awesome.
Oh,
with me My pink dinner lady's hat that I got for the wife like 2 years ago.
It suits you in a weird kind of way.
Yeah, I always used to wear baseball caps when I was
You
younger.
look like some kind of weird cartoon character.
It says lady on it. Oh, dinner lady. I'll let you off. It's vape related.
Yeah. I did say it was a dinner lady hat. Fuck's sake.
Drugs are definitely bad, Nick. You are right.
Yeah. Just unless you ask him up there.
No, I totally disagree with that claim right now. My drugs are superb.
It depends what drugs you're on. Depends what drugs you're on about.
I'm on a gram of naproxen a day. It's
nice.
Ooh.
So Vicky's Vicky.
All I want to do is sleep.
Vinny's having a whale of a time.
Mine to be made.
Vinny's having a whale of a time, and yeah.
It doesn't seem wired. We're not wired. It's the complete opposite of wired.
You seem wired tired. Yeah, wired tired. Yeah, it could be. Could be. Yeah, well, we did have some topics, didn't we? We did have.
We did.
We were going to wait. Obviously, I know Zippy's not on tonight, and Zippy has been really going hard on the liquid companies that are pushing pictures of sweets and this, that, and the other. As any of you have probably seen on our page. Yeah, just needs to fucking stop, really.
Yeah, pictures of sweets. I mean,
yeah.
Where do we draw the line now? I was having this discussion with somebody else the other day. Where would we draw the line on like props, advertising? Because obviously you get like one of my favorite all-time juices was lemon meringue pie. Can you picture a slice of lemon meringue pie with it next to a juice? Can you picture a bottle of Coke next to a juice? I know you might get Coca-Cola in saying some if you got a picture of their bottle next to a cola flavored juice, but that's not what the issue I'm getting at. I'm getting at where would you draw the line of picture association with flavors of e-liquids? Because it's quite a grey area, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Nick says, sweets and toys are definitely not good. Do you know what I mean?
Certain type of food. I mean, a slice of pie. You could argue a lot of adults love a pie, but then so do kids.
Yeah, but a lot of adults like sweets. I love sweets.
Yeah, I love sweets. I absolutely
love sweets. I'm a diabetic.
You know, I'm that guy that will sit there and eat that. You know those big boxes of Haribo you get?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'll eat them in one sitting.
Yeah.
That whole box. Just like, and then I'll feel sick for about 3 hours. But I'll do it, and I won't regret it. But yeah, I mean, it's some of the ones that I've seen recently. Again, they're going back the other way. I mean, it did slow down for a while, and we weren't getting that, you know. And I know after the whole thing with Millions, was it when they had the Millions ones and
I love VG, wasn't it?
Yeah, I love VG. Yeah,
I wasn't a fan of that Millions juice. I tried
like
it. I couldn't see what the fuss was about. Why everybody loved it so much.
Dead Man's Hand.
No, the Millions.
Oh, the Millions. Yeah.
Yeah, the I love VG. People were loving that stuff for a while, weren't they? Though it was really popular, and then it sort of died off.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul Reiki. Hey, Paul. What's that saying?
Same here, Josh. But a slice of key lime pie or Victoria sponge isn't that bad, though.
But then, Nick, you could also argue the fact that kids also like that, and that could be appealing to a child.
Right.
He's on about the key lime pie. I'm just assuming he's carrying on from when we was talking about where the line would be drawn. Because obviously the chat we see can be a little bit of a lag behind what we're actually talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
This is what happens. This is what happens. You've got two guys that are really tired and just sat here like trying to run the stream.
My attention span is 0 at the minute. It's shocking. Even
today.
I'm actually the more talkative one today.
Yeah, me and Josh are just going to giggle and go, what?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I think you've either got to draw the line, you just don't do it at all. or you just go, it's sweets. I mean, sweets are everybody knows that kids love sweets. Like if I asked my daughter, I said, what do you want? Do you want a piece of cake or do you want a bag of Haribo? She'd have a bag of Haribo every time.
I would.
But I'm saying, I think that's the same for most kids. Kids like sweets, don't they? That like sweets are.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially sort of pick and mix based sweets. Things like.
Oh yeah, pick and mix, man.
The old days when
it's when you get
going to Woolies.
It's when you used to go to Woolworths, mate, and you'd fill up the bag and you go, you're like, how much? How much is that?
No, you fill up that,
Woolies,
but you've already had like 2 bags worth of sweets while you're filling that up.
Yeah. We do it at the cinema, man. We just go and help ourselves to the pick and mix and don't pay for it, and literally nobody there cares. Our local View, like.
I'm just reading that and trying to.
If I want to do a penny sweet juice range, I'm aiming at adults, as kids don't even know what a penny sweet is. So in essence, we are penalising adults for idiots who are trying to destroy the community.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I think as a community and as an industry, we just need to play things a bit safer than we are, because we are getting away with stuff at the minute. It's fine, it's cool, but there will be a day when we won't, and I think we need to start thinking like that rather than going, we'll do it anyway until they say we can't. I think we just need to. Companies just need to use their brains a little bit and go, right, well, does that look like it would appeal to a child? Because I think if it does, then you need to go, no, that branding, that advertising isn't right.
I mean, the ones we've been seeing on Facebook was actually one particular person continuously doing it with the same brand of juice, just with sweets all the time in the background because they're sweet flavors. I actually commented on his post and he never even replied to me. I ignored it completely. I mean, there wasn't pictures of sweets on the juice bottle. That's where IBG went wrong, because they actually put the pictures of the sweets on the bottle.
Yeah.
So is that another line that we don't cross? No.
And then I suppose the argument for that person posting those pictures is that I'm posting these pictures on specific vape groups where there shouldn't be anybody under the age of 18 anyway. Children shouldn't be seeing it. So, I mean, there is that argument. Yeah.
But he also posted on his own personal wall, which I'm guessing may have had under 18s see it, because we all know there's under 18s on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
And obviously it depends on the settings of his own personal wall, if it's set to just friends seeing it, because otherwise if it's just public, then anybody can see it.
That's
it. Obviously you've also got to remember a lot of the groups are actually public groups where they're not vetting them still. And I know for a fact there's still Facebook groups out there that have underage people in there. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's a very, very grey area. Hopefully it might be one that's tackled when we get TPD to actually...
But, what's wrong with just doing some nice adult appealing branding? Do you know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? Like, that is perfectly reasonable, acceptable. It stands out. It looks good. It's clearly marked what it is, and that's fine. Do you know what I mean? You can see it. Otherwise, they're going to go down the same route like they do with cigarettes, and they were like, right, well, everything just comes in a generic bottle. Do you know what I mean? It comes in a generic bottle, generic white label with the flavoring on it. That would be it.
Love it, Ulrike. I've just got images of you with a big bin liner on your back full of sweets now. I love that.
Walking out like a big swag bag.
You see like the Grinch, man. The Grinch, but like with sweets.
There's got visions of a hole in the bottom of it and a line of sweets going all the way to his car, and loads of kids walking around going, "Oh, a piece of candy! Oh, a piece of candy!" Like the Pied Piper. But yeah, it is a very grey area with the advertising side of things. There's obviously a lot of arguments. If you do, the only thing I could really say about it is if you do even remotely think it's going to appeal to kids, just don't do it. It's not worth the risk at the end of the day. That's as far as that. That's my personal take. I mean, I have a juice line coming out. One of the flavors is a popular drink back from my youth, and I was going to picture it with cartons of this drink. I've now decided I will not do that. As a result of it, my promotional shots are going to be changing, and it's not going to feature the cartons of the juice. One, because I think they might suit the crap out of me, but two, it also might appeal to kids.
Yeah, I mean, you do need to play it on the safe side. I believe I think that's all we're saying. Like, just be a little bit more thoughtful before these things are put up and put out. I mean, I know of the teams that I'm on, for example, we've got big no-nos about having like toys and stuff in the pictures and like for props and stuff like that, because they're like, if it could appeal to a child. So they're like, do you know what I mean?
Yes, Ryan, they do drink it in the Congo.
Yeah, I think Timmy's right there. Shouldn't be a grey area. We're an adult industry brand for adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, there are people out there that want this industry gone, and they will use that as a form of weaponry.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the worst part of it.
Because at the minute, if you've seen it in the States at the minute, they're trying to use the Black Lives Matter movement to push vaping through as well, a flavour ban through as well.
Yeah, I've heard
going off on a little tangent a little bit. It's crazy.
But that's what they do, man. They try and find any angle, man. It's exactly like they did in New York when they passed that bill in New York and they passed it under the COVID thing.
Yeah, that was sly as hell, wasn't it?
It's just like, you cheeky shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I was reading an article the other day, and I think it was it shared in our group, I think, about they reckon the black market currently in Massachusetts is, because obviously the ban, like in excess of $10 million, the black market. Like,
yeah, I bet it is though.
In that short amount of time.
Let's be honest. If a flavour ban came in the UK and all you could get was tobacco and menthol, would you go black market? I bloody would.
Yeah,
I would. Fuck that. I like my sweet flavoured juices.
Huh?
Huh?
Sorry, what's your guys' thoughts on the Jewish question?
What Jewish question?
Have we got anyone in control of Twitch?
Yeah, we've got Nick, Mr. Ban Happy himself.
Good. Just keep an eye on that for us, Nick, please. Anything they can use.
Please remember, none of us are racist in any shape or form. So unless it is a genuine question, keep it away.
Yeah. They've only partially defunded the police in New York, haven't they? It's because we're a vape show. Derek, is it Derek? Dirk?
Dirk and
because we are avoiding.
Are you scared and a coward to talk about it? No, we just have more respect.
And to be honest with you, mate, I don't really know what you're on about. So
yeah, none of us know.
We are in the UK. We are not American. We may look it and may sound it. Yeah, someone ban that, please.
Oh, Nicholas. Right, hold on.
Huh?
Yeah, Josh has to do it. Sorry about that, folks. We are not in any way, shape, form supporting that person with them comments there. We would like to separate ourselves from them comments made by that individual.
Yeah.
Twitch, you need to sort out and vet people better. Second time today this has happened. With Twitch. Can't get in, I can't do anything. Yeah, I know it's a troll account, Paul, but it's still all coming up on our feed and things.
Yeah, Dirk, just go fuck yourself. Fucking his views.
He's gone.
You've done him.
Yeah,
fucking arsehole.
He's blocked.
Sorry about that, folks. We are not
Yeah, we're sorry about that.
Associated with that individual's comments. He's still coming up, Josh.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like a minute or so behind on our screen.
Yeah, I have just done it, so
Okay.
Might just take a second. Yeah, because I'm watching Twitch. I'm watching the Twitch feed now, and it's a bit behind. So
yeah.
And now I've just got comments from Scott and Paul in there. So
yeah,
hold on. I will. I can't remember how to make Paul a mod. I have to work it out again. I'll do it.
Ryan just actually brought something up. Moving on from that arsehole, that complete fucking cockwomble. Ryan just brought up about Canada's getting it right by taking flavours out of shops and out of petrol stations and only keeping it in vape shops. That I completely agree with, and I actually quite like that idea.
Yeah, I think that idea is spot on, and it should be rolled out. I'd love to say worldwide, but obviously we haven't got the power to influence worldwide. But definitely Canada, that is hitting the nail on the head. That is how things should be done. That is.
I forgot the name of the area that was actually doing it.
Yeah, all his comments are gone now, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. Cheers, Josh.
Yeah,
that's all right. I just didn't have. I had Twitch up, but I didn't have it on, so I had to go into it, and then So anyway, off that conversation, not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I completely not a fucking link dick fucking prick.
Yeah, I mean they really are out in force at the minute, man. Like I've got a few friends that are on Twitch, and some of you know I run a radio show that I usually do on a Sunday evening, and that's not on Twitch anymore because Twitch have changed their licensing laws, so we can't play music on there anymore. So we're not longer, but we used to get them on there.
That sucks.
Yeah,
I'd heard some things are going on there.
So,
anyway,
say you have a member of a band that obviously own the rights to the music because they've created it. You aren't allowed to play their song.
So basically, what it boils down to is that Twitch would have to have a license. So it's the same on YouTube, really. So like YouTube, you can obviously use authorized music or basically music that have got open rights, basically. So when you like the music we use on the start of the show, it's fine for us to use at the end of the show, stuff like that. It's all basically music for this purpose. Does that make sense? But it basically means you can't play tracks from bands, that have record deals and stuff like that, because Twitch basically don't want to buy a license for it. Fair enough. It would cost an absolute fortune to do it. That's why there's specialist places like Mixcloud, for example, for that sort of thing as well. But obviously, with lockdown, everybody started going onto Twitch. Twitch got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then they realized there was too many people doing it and they couldn't get away with it. So,
right. It makes sense.
Yeah, I do actually make quite.
If everyone jumps off Twitch, surely Twitch will then realise and pay for a license. Maybe.
Yeah, well, obviously Twitch is it's a gaming platform. That's what it was designed for.
Yeah.
It's for gamers to go and game and do that. So, but obviously a lot of other people use it for other stuff now.
Like us.
Yeah, I didn't really know too much about Twitch until we sort of started using it as one of our platforms. And then Paul started doing some of his videos of him playing. And I was like, oh, actually, I kind of like that. And I'll use it every so often, but not much. But yeah, it's kind of like, never really,
yeah, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Twitch as a platform. The other one that Paul's mentioned is Mixer, which is another really good one. I know we're off the topic of vaping now, but if anyone wants to, Mixer's probably better if you're starting out. They prioritize sort of newer people more than Twitch does. But
yeah. Anyway, back onto the subject of Canada and vape shops. We've got Tracy saying, totally agree. Vape should be in vape shops, especially when you live somewhere like New York, where you get selling vape stuff.
York, New York.
Yeah.
You added a whole word in there, Chris.
I've always told you, I've always been terrible at reading. That's why I avoid it at as much cost as possible.
I see good things and bad things. Obviously, your standard everyday smoker, the chances of them actually going into a specific vape shop when they're still smoking and not vaping are probably quite limited. The chances of them going into a corner shop and maybe looking at a cigarette compared to a starting vape, maybe.
Could have brought us Tracy. But yeah. But then again, my experience.
That's the bummer. That's true. That'll be Mixer going down the pan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Argos are still selling them, Shane. They had a few major issues going on.
Yes.
As far as I know, they did stop. I don't know whether they restarted. At one point, Argos did stop selling them because they had some major issues because a couple of people had them blow up.
And this is the thing, you know, people selling them in that sort of environment don't know them, don't understand them, you know. I'm actually all for there being more licensing around the sales of vape equipment, and it should be. I mean, it actually is what the vape industry, the vape community in America has wanted for quite a long time. Is it just we don't want it sold in convenience stores. We want it sold in regulated vape shops. You know, like.
And from my experience, pretty much all vape shops, and especially those that work in that industry and things like that, they're always extremely welcoming to smokers that actually are either interested in maybe doing a little research into vapes or even are actually looking to take that jump. They are more than happy to actually entertain your questions and talk to you and explain whatever they like. A lot more than a corner shop might be. I've never once seen a corner shop owner explaining the devices, explaining the juices. Nothing like
no, you won't do it.
Vape shops ever have.
A shame with supermarkets and stock it. I mean, ours just went for a point of stock dinner lady, didn't they? They wouldn't tell you anything about the juice. You just basically, I want that one. You know, like Andy off Little Britain.
Actually, I remember a while back, I went into an Asda near me and I asked them questions. And they couldn't tell me jack shit. All they said was, oh, it's got 20 milligram or 10 milligram. And which one's better? Which one would help me better? It's like, I don't know, whichever one you like. They had no understanding of it except for how much it is and what milligram nicotine it is and the name. That's it. And
that's very true, Paul. That is very true. It's very easy for convenience as well.
I used to know corner shops that sold dodgy counterfeit cigarettes and tobacco.
Yeah, there's two in Exeter that I know do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a question from Scott Leaning. What was your first vape device, and did you get off the smoke straight away, or did you go back? I go way back to the dark days of the vape pens with the silica wicks, and no, I did go back to smoking several times with that device until I bought an Inican Coolfire 2, I think it was, with an ice sub tank. That was my first proper mod, as I call it, and after that I didn't look back after that. Mr. Bohane is in the comments. Did you see the bloke in Spa teaching people how to make sandwiches with the bread and ham they buy? No. Convenience store, not a vape shop. Agreed, Andy.
Yeah.
And hello, Andy. I hope you're
feeling all right, mate. I know you've been rough the last few days.
I was wondering how I was going to say that then.
But my first ever vape device was an E-light. Like the little ones you used to get with the little, they used to light up blue at the end, and
didn't they have
like a cigarette?
What it claimed they had de-icer in them at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely went back to smoke. I almost bought that as just a bit of a like, oh great, I can vape it in the pub, because at point that like most of it, and then they put a stop to that because like, we can't tell if you're actually smoking or what, or this, that, and the other, and so no, they went back to smoking, and then I had some other bits, and then probably the first one that really actually got me off smoking was a T18.
Oh yeah. Well, after my cool fire, I went for an RX200, and that only died like 2 weeks ago. I must have had that for at least 6 years. That mod. Yeah,
I've just bought my boss. I got him a little vape. He had a little AVP pod, and that broke during the start of lockdown. So he didn't buy it. He just went back to smoking. So I've just got him a Drag S.
Yeah.
My first mod I had was a blue EC piece of shit. That lasted all of 20 minutes. But the first vape that actually got me off cigarettes completely was an Anakin iTaste MVP 2.0 with an iClear tank as well, if I remember right, with the old silica wicks hanging right the way down.
Yeah, I've got some around somewhere, dude. I've actually got some like here.
Yeah, I think I've got one in the kitchen.
I think we all, like the missus always used to get it from Totally Wicked, like because that was like one of you'd always just order from Totally Wicked. Like we've got a Totally Wicked shop at Exeter, and it just I don't know how they're still around, because like they have nobody ever go in there.
There's actually one in a petrol station where I work. All the stock basically is Geek Vape and Smock and Dinner Lady, and that's all that's in there. That is it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well, the one in town, the one near me, literally they sell nothing but their own liquid. So it's all 10ml bottles.
Oh Jesus!
And they sell like a range of regulated mods. Do you know what I mean? But like they're overpriced as well. They sell everything just at full retail. They don't drop their prices. They don't do anything. Like one of my work colleagues went in there and bought the 21700 Rouleau. Can't remember which one it fucking is. But yeah, and they chucked him in some batteries. And he was like, "I got some batteries." I thought, mate, those batteries are wank. Look at those. What have they given you there? It's like, take some of these. I know it's in a reg, but still, it's like, mate, I've never seen those batteries for my life. I'm not letting you use those.
Yeah, there's one near me that's like that. They literally, the only juice they stock is their own that they make in the back. And I think for like for 100ml, you're probably looking at about 20-25 quid.
Yeah. Evening, Chris Hill. Evening, Gian Emerson. Hope you're all well. Sorry.
Nice to see more and more people popping in.
Yeah, it's very nice to see.
Spending this Sunday evening chilling with us. So yeah, Nick's right as well. Like you go to Totally Wicked, it is like £5 for like 10ml. Look, we've got a guest. It's not a guest. You had it. You had it.
Oh, that was fucking nice, wasn't it?
Evening guest.
Yeah, how we doing? What sort of a fucking shit show is this? What sort of a fucking crap show is this? Well, this is the worst show I've ever been on as a guest.
That's better. Hi, Chris.
That wasn't me. I tried one more.
Sorry. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Hi, Chris. How you doing, buddy? You all right?
Sorry, right. I had to come on because nobody made as big a deal of it as what it should have been. Chris, New York. What the fuck was that? I mean, like, are you fucking like, you know Tracy, right? You know she's not from America, yeah? You get,
I thought she was.
fuck off, man. It's
You think
fucking New York. And he tried to style it out as well. Fair play. No, I'm actually starting to feel a bit better. So I'm sort of like between toilet breaks, I suppose. It's
go into detail, Andy.
yeah. If you ever heard, well, yeah. Just it's not been much of a fun. It's not been much of a fun weekend. Put it that way. It's not been much of a fun weekend. I mean, if it was Chris we were talking about and he had a really sore ass, he'd have had a great weekend. Do you know what I mean? But for me, well, yeah. I mean, that's the kind of thing.
Well, yeah, I'm the one with the sore ass, not me.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like it.
There we go.
Any chance of you guys?
Chris, eLeaf won't make their own batteries. They'll be buying them off one of the big suppliers.
Right.
Them.
Yeah. Fact of the matter is, there's about 4 battery factories in the whole fucking world. And they literally all come out the same place. So eLeaf will be a rewrap of another type of battery that we already know. You've got Samsung. You've got Sanyo, Panasonic, because they're the same company. Yep.
Lots of people don't know that. You've got LG, Sony. And Molicel are based in Canada, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. But they're pretty much a new kid on the block, really, aren't they? Like, compared to the others. They're like they've seen the sort of gap in the market for the vaping market, where we're using unlicensed products, basically. Yep, I love my Louis Vuitton suitcase. It's fucking awesome. And yeah, it's I don't know, that's just really put me off. But yeah, it's just one of them things.
You don't know where you're going now, do you?
I completely lost track of what I was saying now, which isn't really hard for me. It's I am known to ramble a bit. It's a shitstorm. Yep, that's right. It is. The thing is like I say though, they're all pretty much the same batteries. Like, we've been using unlicensed batteries. Samsung do not support the vaping industry, so I will no longer buy Samsung batteries for my vaping needs. Not like I did anymore. But
you asked the question, who makes iJoy batteries? It's whoever iJoy can buy the batteries off the cheapest at the time.
Yeah.
iJoy is all rewraps. Everything that they have ever done is either been rewrapped since or was a rewrap in the first place.
We've covered this before. Like, we've gone over this quite a few times.
Yeah, it's the same as TV screens. It's the same as fucking speaker wire. It's the same as guitar strings. Right? There's like literally 4 places that produce this shit in the world. Like, and people are sat there going, my Sony TV is much better than your LG TV because mine says Sony on it. And
if you're really interested in batteries, the man you need to go watch is Battery Mooch. Quite simply.
Hang on a minute. What about Scrivs? You're leaving Scrivs out. Scrivs has got some knowledge.
Scrivs knows everything,
Yeah.
I know that you come out of bloody laptops when they've half exploded anyway.
Yeah, I mean, look, right, there we go. Battery harvesting, right? So cell harvesting, which is what a lot of people used to do back in the day from drill packs. Drill packs, old broken up laptops. They take the batteries out. What you actually find in a lot of laptops, the ones that open up, like, do you know what I mean? Like, they've got like a hinge. They've got like a cylinder full of hinge. That's got like 4, 6, 18-650s.
Yeah,
in series.
They're just in series. They're soldered together, and then people will literally take those out, take the solder off, and sell them as batteries. Like,
I mean, this is where you got to remember that when vaping come along, right, there wasn't a great big market for 18650 batteries and stuff like that. Now, and I suppose some of the early mech mod design came from it as well, is from torches. Like 18650s and stuff like that. They were torch batteries. They were high drain batteries that were used for maglite type torches, big torches. And I believe that the first mechanical mods that were ever made were made basically out of the handle of a fucking torch.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
There you go. That was from a torch. It's the old Panzer.
Yeah, there we go. Look, proper homemade spastic contraption. But these kind of things, they give birth. This kind of innovation is given birth, though, right? You know what I mean? This is where everything starts. It all starts from just one idea, and that's where it all comes from. And that's what happened, you know. And then certain companies were like, right, we're going to rewrap these batteries and put vape cell on it, and we're going to charge you 3 times as much because it's for a different industry, and you lot don't know shit about batteries.
And the other, I was going to say, the other thing that battery wrappers are terrible for is completely claiming the batteries are something they are not. Like, they put higher MAR on them, they put higher amperages on them.
Yeah, I mean, this is why if you're gonna, if anything to do with cells, you know, you really need to do your homework. You need to make sure for a start that you're getting them from either someone who gets them from a decent wholesaler in the UK, or you're buying them from the retail side directly. Now, I don't really want to plug a company like this, but Fogstar are a fucking great battery company here in the UK. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, right, I know, Ben, but like, that's not what I'm trying to do. Like, they literally are. I mean, we all know about next day batteries, right? And all the shit that went on with them. I mean, yeah, look, everybody seems to have forgotten about that. When was that? That was like 2017 or something, wasn't it? It was fucking nuts.
We've got another guest.
Yeah, another special guest.
Oi, Zippy.
Well,
Yeah. Hello.
Come on, Paul. Get your ass on.
Yeah.
Come on, see if we can make a whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I won't buy my batteries really anywhere else apart from Fogstar.
They're high drain, Chris. Chris, right? So the 18650s and larger as opposed to Duracell is because they're high drain and they're also a different chemical makeup. What are they called? Because I've got somewhere in front of me. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, I know that the vape ones are called lithium ion. What I'm saying is the AAs and AAAs and stuff like that. These are NIMMA or something like that. And it's some other type of battery composition. Like most chargers, you can't charge these on because it's not the right type of battery. This is not the same, just smaller. It's not. It's a different chemical makeup. It's a different type of battery. And there's lots of different types of lithium ion as well. You know, so it's one of these things. I mean, one of my X-Star chargers charges both. I'm pretty sure that it is. It's NIM.
Yes, NIMH. NIMH.
That's the one. Yeah. Right. So they, right, even though they might show as having 2200 MAR capacity, they don't let it out fast enough to power these torches and the devices that we need. Nickel and magnesium and AA analogs. There we go.
Yeah, it's nickel metal hybrid. It stands for.
There we go. NMH. There we go. I knew it was something like that. Along them lines. Whereas these are lithium ion, and then you've got the lithium ion polymer, which is LiPo. Which again, you know, like a lot of people don't really understand with LiPos as well what the actual benefit of a LiPo is over normal cells. So, for example, my Predator mod that I've got has got a 3S 2900 MAR LiPo in it. I can hit that 150 watts, and the battery lasts me all day long. Same capacity as one 30T, for example, and I'm hitting that at like 0.65 as well on the resistance. But it's only 20 amps because it's a 3S triple series configuration. So it's like 11 point. Do you know what I mean? It's got like 12.6 amps or whatever going into it rather than 4.2. So the battery doesn't even get hot. The LiPo just does not get hot at all. Like I can hit a 0.6 build. I can just keep hitting that, chain vaping it, and it just doesn't even get warm. You know, you can handle up to like 80, 90 amps on them.
While you lot are on about batteries, has any of you lot been on Facebook Marketplace?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Right. If you put in the word vape, you'll find that certain sellers are selling batteries that are orange in colour and actually have the word torch written all over them, selling them as vape batteries.
Yeah, they always have done on eBay.
You might know what I'm talking about, Andy. I don't know. There's like a bank of batteries and they've got a connector over each one.
Yeah,
bank of batteries. Yeah, like that's out of that's basic. Yeah, that's out of like a torch Is it like
Yeah.
out of a
Well,
fucking
they're
like
selling
a
they're selling them as vape batteries.
portable drill?
Drill
Portable
battery packs. Another one,
drill battery packs. Could be out of anything really now. You've got cordless hoovers, cordless fucking lawnmowers, cordless strimmers, cordless everything these days. Do you know what I mean? They've all got banks of these type of batteries all in them. That's what you're charging for packets.
They're selling them as vape batteries on there, man.
Don't
Yeah,
buy
but in reality, right? Whoa, calm down a bit, right? No, I don't know. No, I don't buy them. Right, okay. So for using for mechs, they're not really going to be any good, are they? Now we've got to recognise here, right, that a 25R, for example, in my opinion, was never up to mech use, right? That's my opinion. Yeah, loads of people used them and they swore by them and they thought they were great. I always thought they were shit. Right, but loads of people, they used them and never had a fucking problem, even running 007 builds and shit, right? Now, they're really better off, the same as a 30Q. 30Q, I would not recommend anyone use that for anything other than a regulated. But they're about the same rating as what them torch batteries are, them orange torch batteries. Do you know what I mean? So I suppose it all depends. If you use them in regulated and you're like 0.5 sort of builds, and really ain't going to hurt you, but I would not advise harvesting batteries from anywhere. I would advise getting monocell batteries. So I still don't see a better battery out there for 18650s for regulateds, unfortunately, than the 30Q. And this Samsung, which kind of goes against the grain of what I just said, but you know, the monocells just
fully admit I use 25 hours in my regulated devices all the time. I bought 6 more the other day from Fogstar and a new charger. I use 25 hours in my regs all the time. I always have done and I always will do.
Ben told me that the amount of 25 hours they sell is more than all of the other cells put together monthly. And that's because that's what the majority... Yeah, well, look, right? I see this a lot, right? And that's that people only ever look at things from their viewpoint. They only ever look at things from their point of view. Oh, I don't use 25 hours anymore. Nobody else must do. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, because otherwise they're stupid. But loads of people still do use them because loads of people are not part of vape groups. Everybody just assumes that everyone's on a vape group or has got somebody in a shop that's going to give them good advice. Now, we sit here every week and talk about how that is not the fucking case. And that, you know, like the majority of people that actually vape don't use devices like this. It's like I say, like the majority of people that vape is like Jay Hayes said this before. He said that most people vape a sort of 0.5 or above, 0.3, 0.5 or above. They use like, you know, they use basic sort of builds and stuff like that, or they use stock coils. That is the mainstay of vapors. The rebuildable side, how much of the market do you think that even makes up? Of the actual consumer vape market? I wouldn't even say 10%. I wouldn't even say that the groups on Facebook represent 10% of vapors in the UK. Not even, and that's me giving it a higher figure than what I think it actually is. Because a lot of these groups, you've got 4,000 people in, say, Vape Den, right? 4,900 people. How many of them people are members of Spit and Fire and VVRLXB and fucking Mech Nation? And everybody goes on about, my group's got 12,000, my group's got 5,000. I've got 10 groups combined. With all them groups combined, I've got 60,000 people. Yeah, but most of them are all.
I've got 4,500.
In reality, it's the same fucking people. It's the same people that are in. Do you know how many groups I'm in? Like, if it wasn't so annoying to go through and remove myself from all of them, I'd be out of most of them because it drives me fucking nuts. Especially when, like, one of my mates who's on the team fucking goes in and posts in 95 different groups. Do you know what I mean? The same post, and I just get fucking like on my timeline, like on my newsfeed. It's just the same post repeated.
It's the same picture like 50 times. Like,
like what the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm still suitable in regulated mods. So the higher output. So 30 Qs, 25 bars are still suitable for regulated mods. Yeah, they are. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Basically, I was saying that if you use a regulated mod, unless you're hitting it at real fucking low resistance, you could probably use one of them torch batteries and might not hurt yourself, but I wouldn't advise it. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't advise it. Same as I wouldn't advise drinking a bottle of whiskey and riding a motorbike backwards. I wouldn't advise it. It's not good. It's not good practice. You know, there's things that you can do, and then there's things that you should do. Just because you can do something, it doesn't mean you should do something. That makes sense.
That is very true. That is,
I love it. Wisdom.
For what you're saving, is it worth the risk? Just go and buy them from someone legitimate and buy a.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, right?
Stick with the brand Molly sell who are actually openly saying that batteries are for vaping use rather than.
This is the fucking piss alone. This is what really does me in about it all. Is you get some dude, right, and he's got like a £300 mech, right, £100 fucking RDA. He's got a 20 quid set of fucking coils in it, and not even built by the person who they're meant to be built by. He's got fucking overpriced wick in it. He's got a fucking drip tip that probably costs more than his fucking trainers, right? And then he puts a fucking 25R in it. Yeah. He uses the cheapest shit. Like, please tell me. Come on.
Who started him off tonight? Who's wanged him?
I've been quiet all weekend because I've been ill. I'm feeling a bit better.
We can tell, man.
He's got diarrhea from both ends.
Yeah, right. Now, Chris.
Yeah,
there is, because a regulated mod, it basically will stop that load from coming out. When you've got a mechanical, you've got no safety. There's literally no safety. That's your safety, your brake, right? In a mechanical mod, that's your safety. In a regulated, for example, in a DNA, weak battery or check battery can mean a million different things. You know, like when your oil light comes on at the same time as your brake light, and it means something completely different to oil and brake. It means something. That's what a lot of it is. People think it's like all these, like this warning, just that's all it is, but it's not. It's normally because it's something else. And yeah, the mod will actually, like the regulated, the chip will hopefully, it will regulate it. That's why it's called the regulated mod, because it regulates the power. So do you know what I mean? This is the thing. Magic words, taking risks. If don't know, don't do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean,
I was going to say what you just said there goes back to a comment that Mr. Rossi made a minute ago, which says not always the battery's fault for malfunction, and it can be the user error also. I would say 100% of the time it's user error.
Yeah, it's user error, because that battery should not be used in that situation.
Yeah, it's user error. It's people not looking after their batteries correctly. It's not checking the wraps. It's working them too hard, like this, that, and the other. It's not the battery's fault. That battery will do what it's designed to do. It's you using it in an application.
This is why I like to see extra safety features. Mate, if I'd have done speed, I'd be outside burying my head in the garden, fucking like wrapped in tin foil or something. Like, I don't do shit like that. That kind of stuff messes me up, man. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, do you know what I mean? Just completely spinning out. But yeah, Chris Vapes, I said New York. No, it wasn't. That did make me laugh, Chris. I did. I literally, right. I was sat down, and I was just looking on my phone, and I just saw that car. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, right, fuck Chris, I'm coming on. We'll give Chris some shit about this. So
we girls like to battery fully charged.
I love
it. Definitely need some high drain batteries for them.
Yeah.
Alice,
that's where Squib's harvest his from, man. He gets all the rejects from Love Honey and just strips them out of those.
Yeah. That is a cracking bit of advice. Every time you charge your battery, check them wraps. I totally agree with that.
But this is also why I like to see the extra safety features inside sub-mechanical mods. For example, Immortal, they have the disc, the insulated disc underneath the hybrid 510.
The little clear plastic sleeves.
I've got one sat here right now because it's got the tiniest little nick in it, and that'll get changed. Obviously, it's just sat to one side. You see that little nick.
Yeah. I've had to do 6 of mine today.
But that would be right. Although I'm not saying that it should be used or anything like that, right? But that actually would be fine inside some mech devices that have got extra safety features. Because it's there as a safety net. It doesn't mean you can ignore battery safety. Have a dead rabbit laying around.
Is that do they also chuck hot vapor in your face when you purge, or is it just?
For fuck's sake. Dead rampant rabbit. So yeah, moving on now. But even sub-home innovations, like in the Soy X, for example, you can take out and there's a little Delrin sleeve inside there. So if you have got a battery wrap in it, and also this is the other thing as well, if you run your batteries posi down, right, because it reverses the circuit, it basically, even if you have a battery tear in, it won't work properly, but it won't fucking blow up. It won't go into thermal runaway because it's negative to negative. So it's not. Do you know what I mean? So it's not so much of an issue, which is one of the reasons why I do like running mechs with positive down.
I run my batteries positive down in absolutely everything, even
I
when
know.
I shouldn't.
I know.
All immortal mods.
Well, they're all designed. They're supposed to be. You're supposed to be in any immortal mods. They're all supposed to be. They're always positive down, mate. Reason is, take a look at your positive pole on the top of your battery. That's the main reason why I like running them positive down.
And you'll
So
find with things like the grip, this is where your ventilation is.
Yeah.
Like down here.
Vent holes are down at the bottom. No. And also where the contact goes in. The hole there where the contact goes in, that's a vent hole. Yeah, vent holes in the bottom. Yeah. So, Vinny, so if you're running in the Exile, if you're running your batteries positive up, right, where's the vent holes?
Boom! It makes them.
Actually, and here's a bit of a funny story. Is I don't know if I've said about this before. It's about the Exile. If you put one battery in one way and one in the other, it just sort of starts spinning the power around in between each battery and just turns into a grenade. So yeah, just make sure they can go in up or they can go in facing down. But if you put one in one way and one in the other, the circuit's complete without you even having to press the fire button.
It's just gonna fire.
Yeah, and
someone did it, didn't they? Someone did it.
Someone did it. Yeah, someone did it. They got it and they put it in like a series configuration. And literally, yeah, they had to just throw it and let it blow because there's nothing you can do. It weren't like, because it's not like the button was being, it's not like the fire bar was being pressed in. Solid block at the top, solid block at the bottom. You've got one battery going one way, one battery going the other way, and it just completes. The minute that contact touched the second battery going in, it just started going. The power just starts going from one battery into the other battery, from one battery into the other battery, getting faster and faster and hotter and hotter and hotter until it goes into thermal runaway, and then kaboom. But again, fucking user error. yeah, science, bitch. But yeah, no, user error. Like 100%, that is user error, though. Vent holes are in the back of your throat just after the bang. Yeah, exactly, Sean. Like for me, like once you start, like people have always said about vent holes and stuff, right? And I know that is a good way to show which way the battery's meant to go and all this kind of bullshit, right? But who has ever had a battery vent in a mech mod and not been able to get it out because of it bulging or anything like that? Anyone ever heard of that?
I've only ever had one battery. It didn't even vent. It just got fucking hot. Do you know what I mean? It's just like it was, and that was in my purge. It was a long time ago. One of my purge twisted, and I put it in, and I just felt getting hot. And I think it had a little nick on the wrap, and I felt getting hot. And I was like holding the mod in my hands, like that's warm. Like, and I just threw it, like fling the battery out.
Who was on the video call when I vented my hog?
I was walking down the high street at the time as well, so
yeah, I vented a hog on a video call. I can't remember who I was on the call with now. It was like, well, there was a few people, and
Paul was on it, wasn't he? I think Paul was on it. I can't remember. It was like about 4 people on the call. And we all just sat there talking, and I was fucking about, and I was just putting some new batteries into the hog, and obviously the hog's a para series, so you've got 2 sets of series in a parallel configuration. So you get the series
power with the parallel safety. Yeah, like that. Now, what happens is you get a tiny little nick on the battery, put one of them in the wrong way, put the actual bottom piece in the wrong way. Do any of them things, and what happens is you see them little leaf spring, weak ass looking clamp, the contacts in the bottom. Do you know why they're like that? They do. They look
because
look
they
at
melt.
them.
Because
They melt
when you put it in the
they
wrong
fucking way. They fucking melt. The minute you press that fire button, right, and it starts shorting, they melt. The batteries drop down, and the contacts broke, and that's it. I pressed it and made a wet fart noise. The mod did it like that.
You know all about that in a minute, don't you, Andy?
Yeah, I do. And I looked at the bottom of it, and there was like a bit of steam coming out, and I know a bit about that as well, actually, at the moment. And I just literally, and this is the thing, hogs, they come with spare contacts. They come with a set of spare contacts these days for that exact reason. So all I did was I stripped all the batteries down, made sure the batteries weren't damaged, which they weren't. I put them in the charger. They still took a charge right. Everything looked all right with them. I didn't use them in mechs anymore, though. I put some other new batteries in the hog, switched the contacts over, put it back together, and it worked fine.
Yeah.
Right? Now I believe I put the batteries in the wrong way. Right? Just because I was talking while I was doing this, that, yeah. But luckily, they put in an idiot-proof feature into it, which, you know, I thought it was a bit strange. You're getting a spare set of contacts. I thought, fuck, these must be shit. They're giving away spare contacts with them because they're knowing they're going to break. But that's why. It must be quite a common problem. I've only ever had one battery vent in the 10, 11 years I've been vaping. To be fair, though, it's only been in the last 5 years there's been devices capable of fucking venting a battery properly.
Yeah, I'll fully admit I've done a few. I've had a few vent over the years.
But you managed to put bulges in 90 amp lipos.
Yeah.
Vinny's managed to fuck up 90 amp lipos. I don't know what he was doing.
In my defense, I was hitting it at 900 watts, so something fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. That's right. How was that in any way to your defense?
Because I lacked the knowledge at that time.
I can specifically remember telling you, don't do that, you stupid cunt. I remember specifically telling you that was a fucking that was a stupid thing to do. I was like, look, man, even if you can hit it at that, there's no coils. You'd have to have the coils submerged in fucking juice. Otherwise, it would just dry hit after a nanosecond. That's all you're going to do is just be fucking vaping burnt cotton like I did the other week.
That's exactly what I fucking did too.
Hang on. At what point after the cotton, like, just disintegrated into fire, did you decide, like, you know, it's time to let go of the button?
It was a good 3 or 4 seconds.
He didn't. He thought it was like a morphine switch at a fucking hospital when you've had an operation. He was like, but no, I mean, I've done.
I was a cock. When I was vaping with them devices, I was a complete cock. All I wanted was power. Power. I had very little knowledge. I just wanted the power.
Comes great stupidity.
I went away from that and I learned and I did research. And that's where I found mechs. So in a way, it was a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, right, I did it the other week, right? This isn't venting a battery, but this is just to show that anybody can do a fucking, do you know what I mean? Like, I do stupid shit all the time. Like, you know, I'd be an idiot, like, to sit here and pretend I don't. Like, I always do stupid shit and I laugh at myself for it. I mean, like, the other day, I was making a coffee for a change and I thought, fuck it, I'm going to stick some new coils in one of my RDAs. So I stuck some new coils in it. Pulsed them, wicked them, juiced them. No, I didn't juice them. This is the key point. I didn't juice them. What I did, the juice is in the front room on the coffee table. The juice in particular I wanted to use for this one was in the front room. So I just put the cap back on the RDA. I had a battery in it in the mod, and I just put it one thing. I was making my coffee, fucking like a fucking really annoyed barista stood there fucking making the coffee for half an hour. And I made the coffee, and then I thought to myself, so I go for, oh yeah, I just whipped that, that's it, bang, and hit it, dry as a fucking bone, right? No fucking, just like a 0.7 fucking, 0.7 building, it's just like a fireball in my mouth. Right? I was like, what the fuck? Shit. Right?
Something satisfying about that little noise, though, isn't it? When it finally catches him,
It was instant because there was no juice. There was no moisture in there at all. This was like drier than. No, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
Right. It was very, very dry. It's like Sahara Desert dry. But when I opened it and I looked, what? The wick's still. I was like, what the fuck? The wick's still there. So I poked the wick and they just fell off like the end of the fucking coil, and it was just the coil was just empty. The coils were just hollow. Like, I'm looking into Chris's ear. You can see daylight out the other side.
Oh, Vinny's got a bit again. He's gonna do his dance.
That fucking what's going on here?
Wait for it. That funny noise.
What is it? What is it? The sheer look of terror on his face.
Bloody what?
He looks like there's a bunch of hoodies got a knife to him. Shit, man, I've been robbed.
Not again, man. Not again, man.
It's come back. We're going to have to change the name of the show. It's Vaping Vinny and B with LXP.
I took my snapback off, caught it in my snapback, and it's fucking sat in it, so I've had to throw my snapback out the door.
See, it's come back to its mate last week.
It's not as big as the other one.
It's going to be making a regular spot from now on.
Well, we said
In a minute, he's going to realise he's put the wrong hat on.
He just wants to be famous.
Fucking hell.
I didn't know what was
So anyway, right. Have we covered what issues we covered this week?
Labels and advertising, sweets, all that sort of shit. We went through that.
You've done that one.
Yeah.
Can I just have my 2 pennies worth there?
You can certainly add your 2 piece because you've been on it.
Right. Ain't being funny, yeah. But since I've been in this game, 4.5, coming up 5 years, we have faced the same fucking issue about labels every week, right?
Yeah.
For a time it dropped off, and then just lately we're starting to see it come back. Now, what's really bugging me is the fact that it's moderators that are putting it on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's moderators that are using these pictures to sell a brand. Sorry, it's a no-no.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn if you've got through. If somebody tries to post it in a group that I'm admin in or moderator in, I'll delete it. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, why are we leaving ourselves open for another sort of dig for nothing? You know what I mean?
I completely agree with it. But
you can't educate stupid. You can't educate stupid. You can't.
Where do we draw the line? Yeah. This is what we just.
The line is right. We know what they're going to go for, and that is child-friendly labels. You know, sweets that are appealing to these kids. We know they're going to go for it. Stop it. End of. Don't fucking do it.
You see, but what we
a normal group member, I can understand. You know, one-off, but not moderators, admins of groups.
Yeah, but the problem, right, this is the problem, though, man. Right? It's just because someone's an admin or a moderator of a fucking made-up group on Facebook, it doesn't mean they know anything. It just means they could be bothered to fucking make a group. That's all it means.
Let's just put it this way.
I've gone into some groups and some of the admins. Yeah, but again, that don't mean fucking shit, does it? You can have an idiot that's been around for 10 years. He's still a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
he's just an idiot that's been around for a while.
This is an issue that has been.
This is where I choose not to support stuff like that by not buying it. Right? Yeah. I choose not to talk about stuff like that because that even brings it up and brings it to people's attention. I'll even go a stage fucking further here, right? And I will say that the Legion's blacklist, right, is what was given to the fucking FDA as their hit list for the people to go after. right? Nobody even gave a fuck. Nobody gave a fuck about the child appealing labels until Legion went on about it. Nobody fucking cared. All right. So the more everybody talks about it, the more everybody goes on about it, the worse it fucking gets. Just don't buy the shit. Just don't buy it. And you see somebody on one of your groups that you've got control over, don't allow it. You see it in a group and it's a moderator or an admin on that group, leave that fucking group. If I go into a pub and I see there's some guy in the corner selling crack, I don't stay there, right? I fuck off. I go somewhere else. It's very simple, right? I don't associate myself with that type of asshole, right? So that's the way that is. But I also believe that the more people fucking talk about it, the more of an issue it becomes. And then you've got people that, I mean, I'm kind of like this, and I do it to trigger people and to wind people up. And like at the moment, this is an easy subject to wind people up on. Yeah. Like, and so maybe if people don't bite as much, and just be like, well, none of the vape shops that I know, like, do you know what I mean? Like, none of the vape shops that I go to use this shit. Just don't associate yourself with them people. And it's that fucking simple. I mean, if there's the point is there's a fucking market for it, right? Yeah. There's no law set in place to say that you can't use sweets on a fucking on the label. There's no law to say it. That's just a principle that we are saying that we believe in. That we're trying to now what? We're trying to force our views on everybody else. Is that the deal? Do you honestly think, right, that them coming after labels like that is a bad thing? Would it matter to you if this was a grey label like cigarettes were? Would it matter to you? Would you stop vaping if it was a cigarette? If it was a grey label like cigarettes? No. Nor would I.
I mean,
so why don't we just
going back to 2 seconds, man? Can you just flash up Chris Mosson's comment again?
Yep.
Now, I don't believe anybody within the vape community is intentionally marketing towards kids. I really don't. And, more than that, I'd seriously hope they weren't.
No, they're not.
The sweet and candy, not being funny. If a product's good enough to sell itself on a review, why do we need to dress it up? Why do we need to throw that little
marketing.
bit of...
It's just marketing, mate.
I mean, not being funny. Some of these pictures I've seen coming up, they ain't worth shit. You know what I mean? They're tasteless. They're fucking... They don't even look decent. It's a forced image on a fucking... You know what I mean? Don't do it. Just take a picture of the product, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But this is the thing, though. Where does it stop? Where does it stop? I used to love jam sandwiches when I was a kid. So, I mean, I'm not allowed jam monster fucking vape juice anymore. Is that what the deal is? I've got to chuck my jam monster away because I like jam. I like jam when I was a kid. And that's when look, I'm vaping on oatmeal and raisin cookie flavored juice. Come on. Who are cookies supposedly marketed towards?
Yeah. Americans.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, I can see where this is going, right? I don't believe all labels should be changed, right? I'm on about dressing up a bottle of juice, surrounding it with half a dozen pick and mix. That isn't needed.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying, right? Is that most of the juice that's coming out now, like, name one big brand that we know of that's still got them labels. Or are you just talking about dickheads on a fucking vape group taking a picture of their fucking juice and the sweets? Is that what you're on about?
Yes.
Right,
there are labels.
But the labels are the labels, right? And they are sweet flavoured vape juices, right?
Yeah.
If I've got pear drop flavour fucking vape juice, what do I put on it? What do I put on it to tell people that it's pear drops? Do I have a load of pears jumping off a cliff? Do I have what do I where? Like it's like Chris says, how would you market a product? But this is the thing, where does it stop then? Okay, so Red Bull, for example, I know for a fact that for, say, people under the age of 25 and new vapors, energy drink flavored vape juices are one of the most popular there are.
Oh, yeah.
Right? People keep saying they're marketing them towards kids because kids love energy drinks, but it's illegal for a kid to have a fucking a Red Bull in the UK, right? And then you've got to be like 16 or 18 or some shit to buy that now, haven't you?
18 to buy them, yeah.
18, right. So, okay, so this is what I'm saying. So, like, what do you define? Like, where does it stop, right? And also, why do we have to bow and scrape to people telling us that we can't put pictures of sweets? Like, I'm not saying I agree with it. I don't, right? But I'm just like devil's advocate here, right? Okay, so fucking perfect. What Sean says exactly there.
Yeah. And surely
It's
everyone in these vape groups should be adults as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what I'm saying. Right, look. This is one of these things where it's a lot like in America where they're wanting people to, wanting the government to police their kids, to parent their kids for them and tell them they're not allowed to vape and this and that and the other and blah, blah, blah. They would rather that than have to parent themselves. If people are that worried about their kids starting vaping, keep an eye on your fucking kids.
My 14-year-old won't even touch any of my mods or even juice, but she'll say she likes the smell of them.
Yeah, that's what that guy's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids don't touch.
I just think from our point of view, dressing it up in current times at the minute, it's a no-no.
Yeah,
I really do.
I do agree.
The labels will sell themselves. We can't do nothing about labels. A lot of companies, as Andy quite rightfully says, have redone the lot.
Talk with your feet. Leave the fucking group. Just say you're a bunch of cunts later and leave. Simple as that. I mean, look, that's what I do. Do you know what I mean? Like, look, I'm being funny, right? I go in, it's like I said earlier on, I go into a pub, there's a bunch of people in there I don't like. What do? I sit around and try and turn them into nice people that I think are going to be good. No, I don't.
That's actually a valid point, Andy, actually.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to turn, like, okay, so how long have we been saying this about the labels, though, Zip? Right, this is why I kind of got there.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's been an issue for 4.5 years that I know of.
Right, okay. Now, this is what I'm saying, right? If these people are still going to be doing it now after 4 years of everybody banging on about it, it's like teaching a pig physics, man. You're wasting your time.
Well, to be fair, I mean, I haven't seen shots like that for a long time, man, and I thought we were past it. And then all of a sudden it started rearing its head again. And it's like, look, there's a reason why we stopped doing it. I'm guilty. I did it. I used, me Only Fools and Horses car and bits and pieces. And I went back and took them all off me Insta. You know what I mean? When the initial lot kicked off and, times afterwards. And,
I've never done it.
I've done it for laughs more than anything because the name of the juice was, what was it?
Only Fools and Juice.
No, it had the Reliant Robin on there.
Yeah, I remember who the company was. I went to see them at the expo.
I should think so. No. You're thinking of that Trotters group. Nothing to do with them. This was something that I was doing. And,
this is the thing, right? I don't ever see any of them pictures in the vape groups that I'm in. I don't see them. So, like, at some point, we're swimming in slightly different circles in the vape industry, man. I don't trouble myself with them idiots. Like, if I go in a group and it's full of a bunch of people all chatting shit, I might hang around for 20 minutes and take the piss out of them and fucking see who I can trigger. And then after that, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can't get a quick laugh out of it, I'm gone. I'm
One
gone.
times out of 10, I'm not in groups, that. I mean, I'm not very active with in groups.
So what happens then? Somebody sends you a picture in a private message, says, "Hey, Zip, look at this," and it's like sticking 50p back, twisting you up and watching you go, mate. Like, this is the other thing. I'm saying this is what people fucking do. This is what people do, right? They fucking lobby people. They haven't got the bollocks to say anything themselves, yeah? So what they start doing is they start messaging other people to start trying to wind people up and fire people up and gas them up about it. And that's what they do.
Come through my newsfeed. This come through my newsfeed because I am part of it.
But was it somebody else had highlighted it saying, look at this?
No.
Did you just see it? spotted it and you were the only person.
It was something I'd seen, and that's why I was like, hang on, I thought we'd gone past all this, you know what I mean? And, you know, but like you say, do we need to highlight it anymore? No.
That's what I said.
I'm still going to kick up about it when I see it.
Are you in that group still? Are you in that group still?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, good. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
Either
going-
tell them and get booted for telling them, right? Yeah, or leave.
I might get booted instead then.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like as Shane says, if juice is decent, it don't need a fancy label to sell. Word of mouth.
Yeah, but no. Right, we're going away
Not
from
the
what.
labels.
This isn't about the labels.
Not the
This is
labels.
about, you know, getting a bottle of juice and dressing it up
people
with a shelf full of pick and mix. We don't need to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Right, okay. If that was getting posted on someone's actual Facebook profile, not in a private group that's 18, 21 plus, I mean, like,
It has,
got to look-
Andy, it has been the guy that was doing it multiply this last week. It was on his own wall as well as in groups.
No.
right, is this what we're talking about? Are we talking about the fucking lolly? The kid with the fucking vape and the fucking lolly? Is that the thing we're on?
No. Fair play to that lad. I messaged him, and fair play to him. He removed that because, like I says, that could have been twisted a whole new level. That
A kid
was
with-
dealt with.
There's no twisting of anything here. Let's be honest, right? A picture of a kid with a vape in his hand and a fucking lolly in the other hand, right, being posted on Facebook. I don't care if this upsets anyone. I really don't give a fuck, right? That's stupid, right? If you're going to go and do stuff like that, right, you need to have a fucking word with yourself,
Yeah.
right? You need to go look in the mirror and have a good long chat with yourself, right? Hopefully somebody will see you talking to yourself in the mirror and fucking put you out your misery. That's stupid. You know,
But
at the end of the day,
fair play to that lad. Fair play to that lad. I messaged him, and it was gone. And I even messaged him back, and I went, "Thank you." You know what I mean? Because
bank robbery didn't fucking fight with the police when he got arrested. I mean, come on, he still fucking robbed the bank, didn't he? I mean, he still done the wrong thing in the first place. It don't matter what he did afterwards, just because somebody fucking told him.
no,
Should have
Andy,
had
I
the
think
same-
that
but
particular
the
one
point,
was more about educating him.
yeah.
Right.
The point I want to make there is that we can approach people and turn around and say, "Look, you know, it's a bit dubious. How about we don't do it?" And you know, it doesn't cause drama.
What happens when that person says, "Fuck off, mind your own business"? He blocks you.
Then I'll report the picture, man.
What, after he's blocked you? After he's blocked you, how can you report something you can't see anymore?
I'll find
Right?
out.
You can
This
see
is
it in
the
the
thing.
group.
Yeah, but not if he's blocked you.
find
You
out.
won't see anything. If he's blocked you, you won't see anything that he posts ever again on Facebook. If he blocked you, he can post that in 100 groups and you won't see it, even if you're in the same group.
Who
There's
said he
always,
didn't
there's
have?
there's always everywhere, man.
Just saying, look, right. All I've been seeing, yeah, right, is a lot of people getting themselves worked up over something, right? That, let's be honest, right? I don't think it makes a fucking blind bit of difference. Yeah, okay, it's something that people can use to try and put vaping down, but let's be honest, come on, man, right? There's a big fucking list of things, right, that they can use to put vaping down, and pictures in a vape group, right? This is what we're talking about. Is in a vape group that's full of adult vapors, supposedly, right? So really, how much of a problem is that? Unless it starts going viral and gets posted on Instagram and then gets posted everywhere else. But
Like you say, the word there is supposedly. We know there's a lot of groups out there that will add a member without doing any vetting. And, you know, they don't care because it's another number for the group. It doesn't matter. Nobody knows how old that person is. And for me, the reason why I brought it up this week was because at the end of the day, I want to do my bit the same way as you lot do to protect what we've got without adding any extra to it. You know what I mean? And, you know, if that gets me blocked, if it gets me kicked, I don't care, but I've stood up.
exactly. Hey, look, right. In principle, I agree completely with what you're saying, but I feel like it's a bit of a pissing in the wind kind of exercise.
Don't get me wrong, half the time I think I'm wasting my time, but I'll still do
I think
it.
half of the time you might be right. But
Yeah.
right, the point is you're still doing it. You're putting yourself out there. You know, and you're trying to do something which you see is causing a problem. You're trying to stop that.
Yeah.
But these people that are doing it, right? Look, here's the thing. Like, we've all been members. We've all been admins on vape groups, right? How many of them groups did the admins have an argument, right? And then they splinter off, and that group then turns into 4 different groups where each admin starts a new group up and has all their mates come in and be the admins then, right? I mean, I'll be honest with you, I think Vape then and VVR, right? And the groups that I've actually been an admin in for the longest, like it's like what, fucking 3-4 years now, right? And like most of the other groups I see, they come and fucking go. Vape then don't do shit. It's still got 5k members. Like, work that out. Like, I can't work it out. Like one of the funny thing about it is, right, is I thought when they stopped all the selling and shit on Facebook, which, by the way, that seems to have gone right out the window, right? Nobody seems to give a fuck about that anymore. Yeah, crack on. I mean, you got like literally there's buy sell. I think what it is just literally, like I said, you get a vape group start off, and you got like 5 people on there, and everything's all right for 6 months or a year or whatever, and then one of the admins gets the up with one of the other admins about something or other, and they leave, and then they take a couple of the other admins or moderators with them, and they start up another vape group with a very similar sounding name, invite all the people from the other vape group, and this is what goes on, and it goes on and on and on, and people think, Glenn, that an admin on a vape group or a moderator, that actually gives them some sort of status in the world. It's a fucking badge on Facebook. It's not, it doesn't mean anything in real life.
I'm an admin in a group. I'm really important. Like,
like look,
some of them actually think they are though as well.
Yeah,
I know. I've had to tell a few people before, like, you know, like this one guy, I had this big issue with this person. I sold him a mod, and he was hassling me at 9 o'clock the next morning. Like, I sold him on Sunday night. He's hassling me at 9 o'clock the next morning for tracking. And as you all know, I'm not the best in the mornings, and he got told to fuck off, basically.
Morning. We don't hear from you until the afternoon, evenings.
I woke up to take my meds, like, you know, and I was like, the fuck? There's all these messages on my phone. Anyway, long story short, he started going around telling people I was scamming, because I had the mod took back out the post, because my next door neighbour runs a local sorting office. So I had the package took back out the post, and I retrieved it from Royal Mail. I intercepted it, and I had it back, and I refunded him his money, because I thought, am I selling him anything? Because all he's going to do is be a prick about it, no matter what it was he got. Yeah, like I could tell straight away. So he went around and started saying shit to people in other vape groups about me, because he didn't know who I was. I'm not saying I'm Mr. Big I Am or anything, but he didn't know me. I'd never seen him before, and he didn't know me. And all he ended up doing was getting himself booted from all the sales groups and fucking thing by going around trying to cause a shitstorm about me. And all the admins were all like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Well, Andy Bohane's tried he's tried to scam you over a hog. Why would he do that? Just why? Like, do you know what I mean? I had admins from groups messaging me going, look, I don't really know you, but I've seen you all around Facebook groups and everything. I know you're on this team and that team and the other team. This guy's saying you tried to scam him, and I'm like, fuck that guy. Fuck him. I showed them the screenshots and I just said he's a prick. And they just deleted him and blocked him from loads of groups. And that's what ends up happening. You know, you get people. Ryan's been involved in some coil builder beef this last couple of weeks. It's pretty much. Come on, let's get back to coil builder beef. I haven't heard anything about this. Come on, that's it.
We love coil builder beef.
Yeah, come on.
Bring him on. Bring him on.
It's what's his name? Chris. Oh, I can't remember his name now. But yeah, some guy had some beef over with coils, and basically he delayed posting them. And this guy went nuts and complained about him, and then dug up his criminal record and went sharing it to everybody.
You on about Trista Owens?
That's the one.
Yeah. Jack Hubbard. Trista Owens.
Yeah.
And what happened? So they brought up his criminal record. How did they get that?
Well,
you can request it, can't you?
Yeah.
You can do, but there needs to be very specific conditions in which you can request it. I think Susan's Law is one of them, and I think like there's only like I'm not being funny, but a criminal database check is not something that you can just request. Like
Yeah,
right, okay, so right, okay,
GDPR,
so,
ladies and gentlemen, GDPR. Come on.
yeah, right. Look, right. Let's be honest now. Right, this is a bit like a CBR check or DVS or whatever they call it these days. Right, it's a criminal background check. They're done by a specific agency. That stuff is kept in this hidden. Now, like what you know, is this criminal record even? It's called doxing.
I mean, there's even been a more recent one with a certain friend of ours that's had his financial past dragged through the mud because he'd got a beef. And that was one of the other things that I wanted to come across. You know.
Do you know what? I'm just going to say this now. I've got a criminal record and I've got a fuckload of debt. You can try and drag my name through every fucker already knows, so nobody cares. You know what I mean? It's one of these things. People change, people grow. You want to fucking cry at me about something happened 20 years ago? You crack on. You ain't going to fucking upset me. Do you know
There seems to be a lot of it happening at the minute where people are going to new depths to sort of go on smear campaigns, man, and it's like, really?
Yeah, talking of that, I was talking to a local vape shop, the owner.
Drip
Sorry?
Drip axe.
No, local vape shop. I'm not local to me. He shut the shop up on the Monday, turned up to his shop early Tuesday morning to find a fake foreclosure notice plastered all over the front of his shop. Obviously his CCTV cameras to see who it was. At 2:00 in the morning, it turned out to be one of the other rival vape shops trying to get
that's criminal damage at the end of the day.
And it's like, really? Just because people have not gone to your shop to his shop doesn't mean
this is the sort of levels that our scene is sort of falling into at the minute, and you know, it's quite one, it's embarrassing. And two, it's, you know, why have we had to stoop to this level? Is the jealousy and rivalry getting that bad now that these are the new depths that we're going to go to?
By the looks of it,
you know what I mean? Good luck to anybody who tries and dig up shit about me. Good luck.
I'm just reading like what Tracy's saying now. Sub-Zero, for a lot, it's easy enough. Just Google their name. If it's before a certain date, the court dates were all published in local papers.
I also think it depends on the country as well.
It's a what?
The country.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, here's the thing, right? Someone does that to me and puts my shit all over Facebook like that. They're getting arrested for harassment straight away. I don't give a fuck, right? That's a hate crime. Rehabilitation of Offenders Act for a start, right? If they're fucking spent convictions, nobody's got any right to bring them up. Nobody's got any right. And in fact, if anybody does bring that up and tries to use it to prejudice people against you, that's a fucking hate crime.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean? Like, these people are getting shit like that done to them. Why are they lying down and taking it? And this is the problem about people not owning their fucking past, though. Right, you need to be upfront with people about shit like that. If you've got shit like that in your past and you feel like it's going to come out and bite you, the best way to do it is to be like what I did, and that's come out and jump out ahead of it and just tell everybody from the get-go. Yeah, all right, I've got a criminal record. And what? Yeah, I've been to jail. Yeah, so what? I used to be a drug addict. And what? I'm not anymore. That's the point. Yeah, is people can change, people can grow, and that's the whole point of the Rehabilitation of Offenders Act. Is that, for example, if you get caught stealing, right, you might have a charge that will stay on your record for 3 years and then it will go, right? And it's classed as a spent conviction. It's gone. The only time it can ever be brought up again is for bail reasons. Ad hominem attacks was common to both people to lessen their reputation for guilty. A low trick, all too common instead of dealing with issues. Yeah, I know, and I've seen it happen, though. seen it happen to Ariel. I seen it happen. Like we all saw that happen with Ariel, right? Yeah. Like I'm not talking out earlier, right? We all saw that happen with Ariel. And what did Ariel do? Did he run off and cry? No, he just laughed and said, "What? You lot have never had a crazy ex?" Rang up the police and made up some bullshit about it. Like me. I'm trying to call him all kinds of shit, and he was like, "Listen, yeah, I'll tell you what happened there." He's like, "I got a crazy ex. She rang up the police, got me fucking arrested. Bullshit, it wasn't true, and it was all done and fucking dusted, and that's that. And nobody else has ever mentioned it ever again. Legion and all them were going on about it for like a couple of months until Aaron actually come on and said, "Yeah, so what?" And that was literally the fucking end of it. And this is the thing, it's you know, like look, I'll be honest with you, a lot of people in the vape industry.
It stopped when Andy brought his hands up.
No, I can still hear it. I can still hear it. But yeah, it's one of these things. Look, right? Everyone's got a fucking past. Yeah, it's like most people in the vape industry that I've met are ex-addicts. A lot of them are ex-addicts. There's a lot of people in the vape industry that are ex-addicts, and I think there's a running theme there because we're all trying to stop our addictions, smoking and this and that and the other. It's one of these things, and this is why we've got a lot of ex-addicts in the vaping industry. And this is the thing: you can't judge people by their past. You can only judge them by what they're doing now. Really, you shouldn't be judging people at all. You know, you don't know where they came from. You don't know what they grew up in. You don't know their circumstances. It's true though. It's true. Everybody, is not born into a perfect life, with a perfect family, and a job, this and that and the other. Some people come from nothing. No, some people they come from nothing, and they might make some mistakes along the way. But as long as they've got to where they need to get to, and they're happy with who they are, then who the fuck am I to judge?
Exactly.
Yeah. Any other business chaps?
Any more?
Any other business topics?
Yeah, can I say what I'm on?
We've seen it. Oh
yeah, I'm on the Drag X again.
Did you get the big tank yet?
No, I'm waiting for him to come in.
It makes a big difference, mate. It really does.
You get a couple of calls with it as well, don't you?
Yeah, if you buy, there's 2-pack options. You either get one that's just literally the tank, and one that comes with 2 coils as well.
Sweet, I know which one I'll be going for.
What's the difference?
I know which one I'll be going for. I do want the bigger tank for that though, because I'm sick of refilling that one. Yeah. But cracking bit of kit, I do like that. I had mine from Electrovape, and Paul very kindly, the one that I hadn't tried, the butter cookie. I think he had it off you, Andy.
Hey.
Hey.
It's custard cookie.
Yeah,
that is custard. You said butter cookie.
Yeah, butter cookie. Butter cookie's the yellow one.
Yeah.
It's a custard cookie. I've got that one, and I'm sort of alternating it with that one. I tell you what, these are decent custards, you know.
They are. I remember having the purple one quite some time ago.
I got that one and the apple pie one. Oops. Oh,
Doing as bad as it, Vinny.
I'm always doing it. My grip just like it's terrible. But no, that one again. Picked that one up from Electrovape, but it's a very, very nice juice. I've been literally. I had that. Juice for a while. I think I had that for 3 weeks. I picked that up a fortnight ago, and I haven't used anything since.
Yeah, I've used my Drag X a hell of a lot.
Yeah, they're a cracking bit of kit, man. I mean, I wasn't surprised because usually anything from Vupu ain't bad, to be fair. But I mean, I dropped it the other day, man. I'm not a mark, man. So I'm actually enjoying that one. I got some coils now to go in, which I still haven't fitted that last lot you sent, Andy.
Really?
Mate, I have not picked anything else up other than the dot, and then after I got this, I've not put that down. So I've actually quite enjoyed it. It's been a pleasant change, but I'm beginning to crave a mech again. So I'm.
I love my billets and shit like that. I mean, I've always got a mech nearby. I can't sit there with them little fucking gay clouds all day, man. Fucking just like.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Considering.
Or say that decent.
I mean, that battery's right down. The thing I like about on this, you can take that battery down to literally nothing.
All right. I've got a charger. I was going to say.
As you can see.
What I love about
the 40 watts, it still bangs.
I've been running 0.06 build in this, right, for like 2 days. I haven't took the batteries out and it still hits good.
Nice.
Gone through about 30 millijuice, same batteries.
Yeah, I put batteries in this on Friday, ran it Friday, left us had the same batteries in it. The Thursday had the same batteries in it all day Friday.
It's dropped so low anyway, and I've got 2 monocell P42As in mine, so like that's 8,000 mAh capacity.
Yeah,
nice.
The voltage dropped so low in these mods anyway. It just you don't know right until the batteries are near enough dead. You don't notice. Suddenly, it would be like hitting of the power of say Joe Calzaghe, whereas before it was hitting like type. And that's when you notice the batteries are gone. I love the look of the Drag X. Can't be doing 2 mil tanks. Yeah.
How the fuck have they got around TPD with that tank?
With what tank?
The big one for the Drag X.
Because it's not sold with the mod, is it?
It's an extra.
It's not sold with the mod.
Yeah, of course.
And he's actually getting it.
No, that's not right. That's not right. That can't be right. Because otherwise you'd be able to sell any size tank still.
Yeah.
As long as it didn't come with that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. They're just doing it illegally. Sorry. But like upsets anyone.
It's everywhere. Every vendor that sells the Drag X is selling the 4.5 mil tank. So
I was under the impression that you could buy them so long as you didn't buy it with the mod.
That's how they're getting around the squonk bottles. That's how come they were getting around the squonk bottle 2 mil thing. That's what they do that.
They give the bottle away, didn't they?
They give the bottle away with it, right? So it's a free gift, yeah? Right? Now, that though, you purchase it, you buy it as a separate standalone product, right?
Mm-hmm.
Much in the same way as if I bought a Falcon tank on its own, right? Without a mod. I can only buy that in 2 mil legally. So, everybody just, like I say, like in the end, certain laws just don't get enforced.
Yeah.
Like, certain rules and regulations don't get enforced. I mean, like, you know, who here was in pubs drinking before 18?
Yeah.
Me. I was.
Definitely.
Everyone was. Nobody like, look, let's be honest, right? There are loads and loads of different things that are being enforced or are not being enforced. There's the workaround with the short films. It's not particularly legal. It's not particularly legal, but it's just a bit of a loophole. Do you know what I mean? That they've managed to get themselves to get the short films through, and just nobody's really bothered to do anything about it. It's not
I actually think in TPD 2/3, I think the tactic will go anyway.
What's the confusion between TPD 2 and TPD 3? Why is it called TPD 3 when it hasn't been a TPD 2? Really?
Basically, because the second version got delayed, so they're just going to amalgamate it in one. Yes.
Hello, Oliver.
I'm just glad my two are in bed.
What that was the TPD 2, TPD 3? Hi.
Hello.
He's got a better hairdo than you, doesn't he?
Hey,
He's got a better hairdo than you.
sort of.
You got more hair than me.
Get back down the stairs.
Words are their numbers. I think
What was the idea of tank capacity? Now, that's a very, very interesting question. That is, I have absolutely no idea.
Because
No
they
idea
thought,
Weren't it to do with the nick?
yeah, basically
What I remember,
Toxicity of the nick.
the volume of nicotine and the amount that you would then use in a bigger tank. They obviously didn't think you'd just keep refilling it. They just thought you'd leave it
Yeah.
empty for a little while. And that's basically it. That's it.
So, and there was no point in it. There was no point in it. It was just the regulation for the sake of regulation, basically. And let's be honest, only for the first year, you could only get anybody had a fucking problem, really, wouldn't it? Like, to be honest, I mean, like the fatality at 25, you take that bung out the top of it, put the bubble glass in, it's like 6 mil RTA, and that all comes in the fucking box with it.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? They can tell you take the bung out to get around the TPD. Like,
And the vast amount of pods, so you can easily take the bung out of the pods as well.
unless it's the Vinci one, then you can't get them fuckers out.
Right, it reminds me a lot of the law about, you know, like the tinted windows on cars, like how you can't pass an MOT with like your windows being really, really blacked out and this and that and the other. And you get these people that are driving around with their cars like it. They've got an MOT. Before they have their MOT done, they have the windows put back to how they're supposed to be. Have the MOT done, and have the windows redone again after the MOT. And it's like, you know, the police can't pull them over and say, right, that's this, that's the other. They don't really.
I've seen it before. They're like,
I've seen it on motorbikes. It's on motorbikes. I've seen that. I've seen police stopping people on with tinted visors.
Little license plates.
Yeah.
Same with them stupid covers that you put over the car plates that make it stupidly hard to read in daylight, thinking that the flash from the speed cameras won't.
Them are crap.
Like,
Get a stealth plate, man. Get a stealth plate. They're the best. Have you seen them?
no,
Like,
It's a surround.
I'm keeping my lights on my
No,
car.
it's a surround. You have your normal number plate in it, and then you can press a button and it drops a blank screen across the number plate. They're good.
I bet they are.
the problem with that is that they activate when the flash happens, with the camera, and it blacks it out then, right? So what about the normal cameras on the motorway exits and entrances that have nothing to do with thing, and they're just recording all the time? That's
No, you've actually got a button in the car that you press, and it drops the screen over both plates, front and back. Highly illegal.
Like, there's got to be a point though where there's police sat there at the roundabout. Do you know what I mean? And you're there and you're pressing this button that makes the number plate fucking disappear. Like, you know, it's like,
You're gonna get screwed.
They're highly illegal. It's about 200 quid for a kit.
You know, the average speed cameras that you get the average speed cameras on the motorways and stuff.
Recording as well.
They take pictures from the front, right? They take all your pictures from the front, so they can't get motorbikes because motorbikes ain't got a number plate on the front. The number plate's on the back, right? So they can't get motorbikes, but they still log you going through, and then they go back to other surveillance cameras, and that's what they get your number plate off, and that's how they find you, and that's how they find out who you are. Because people would like Jeremy Clarkson said it even on Top Gear. He was like, yeah. And the speed camera, the average speed cameras just get around it by having a motorbike because that is what happened.
No, they just use the other CCTV cameras.
Because the RDA's capacity is only the size of the juice well, Chris.
Yeah.
And once you put a swamp pin in that, it's effectively put a plug in it, and it's like without a plug in it, it's got no capacity. Now, not included because they are sealed. Vessel. They're not a sealed vessel kind of thing. That's how come they were included. Yes, they do, and that is why now, if you go, for example, to Evolution Vape, you put a swamp in your basket, it would say you have qualified for a free gift, and that free gift will be your swamp.
Yeah.
They only
Right,
started.
then, fellas, I think we should wrap up for tonight. We've It's good to have you all come on. Thank you fellas down the bottom, Zippy and Andy, for jumping on. I know you've had some things going on recently, and it's good to see you both. Really good.
It's called life, man.
Yeah, man.
What I've had's not called life. It's fucking.
Yeah, we won't go there. You tried vaping it?
Get the fucking words song and bring a fire song home through my head. I don't know. It's just like,
It could be worse. I mean, I've been changing the words from Purple Rain especially for you.
Oh, nice.
12-month ban.
If I remember right, anything from 99 miles an hour upwards is an instant ban. Yeah.
12 months. Instant 12 months. And if you get caught driving shot on a ban, instant 6 months in jail.
He's going to tell us next if he's doing it in his Beetle Bessie.
Yeah, shit I used to do on my motorbikes, on the roads where there's no fucking speed cameras in Wales, like
right,
stupid.
Let's
But only when
go.
the road friend.
Everybody say good night.
Good night.
Josh, take
No
us
final
out.
word.
Yeah.
No final word.
Well,
Go
we'll
on,
see you.
Hang on. Zippy wants
What?
final word.
Collins, it.
Right. All I want to say is, right, especially with everything at the minute, just fucking be nice to each other, man. You know what I mean? It's one of them. I ain't going to get into it, but just be nice, man. Enjoy what we do. Enjoy vaping. Enjoy your juice and all that. Enjoy the camaraderie in the groups. Ignore the bullshit. Ignore the drama. Be happy, man.
Cool.
Well,
There you go.
Nice. Right.
Advice for-
We'll see you next week.
Yeah,
Bye.
we'll be back.
Bye.
Are we going to do the outro in one?
Let's have a look.
Let Josh do it.